This is Susan Wilbanks with blendedinsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic.
Picture it, Colorado 2025, a peaceful day. Do y'all remember the Golden Girls? I grew up on the Golden Girls, still love it. So I'm channeling my inner Sophia. So back to my story, and I am sure you can already guess where this is going. The birds are chirping, the coffee is warm, the vibe is calm. And then there's Milo, the orange cat, busy in the corner. And when Milo is busy, something is up. So I glance over and I wonder what he has. And you all want to guess? Ding, ding, ding. Another mouse. Not the same mouse, because we got rid of that one last week. My daughter caught it in a box. It was this big dramatic thing. So now this is the second mouse this year. This one is unbelievable. It's fast and clever, and it's a jumper. I come down this morning. It's in my utensil cup. I am not even kidding. And Milo's on it. I cannot have rodents in my house, one. Number two, I cannot have them on my counters. The way I panicked. I have a dysregulated nervous system. I need to listen to my own healings on regulating your nervous system. I was doing laundry and I was pulling the clothes out of the dryer and a sock dropped and touched my foot and I hollered. I'm so scared. I'm scared to be on the middle floor because it doesn't go far. It stays on the middle floor because Milo hunts it. He even falls asleep in that area because he's waiting on it. I think what I'm going to have to do is close the doggy door, which sucks for my older cat, who's this elegant, regal, petite thing. She's never brought anything in the house. Milo, on the other hand, and he's so funny. He has such a personality. I've gotten so attached to him. But now, once again, I need him with me 24/7 because I'm afraid, and he will sniff anything out and he will find it. The thing is, though, he doesn't want to kill it. This is fun for him. This mouse here is the worst one we've ever had. I have to do my breathing exercises just to walk on my floor. These mice, they don't go in the traps. They don't want peanut butter and they don't want cheese. They don't fall for that. So that must be something common around here. Milo's finding these things. He will dig in the dirt like a dog fiercely and grab something out of the dirt. I've never had a cat like him before. He's super smart. He's bold. He's rambunctious, and he is a fierce hunter. Nothing's getting by him. So he looks for them. I listen to all your suggestions. I don't want to do poison. I don't want to harm or kill the little things. I just don't want them in my house. They don't ever come in my house. Milo brings them in my house. So once again, I'm asking all of the animal totems and the mouse people, please come get this mouse. I actually bought some new catch and release traps, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it has a chance to go into a trap. So that's what's going on over here in the Orange Cat Chronicles / Orange Cat Crisis logs amidst all the chaos and the noise, because there's so much happening right now. I want to talk about something really important, and that is spiritual discernment. We had the floods in Texas. We've got political turmoil. We have fires right here in Colorado right now. How do we know when we're following truth or when we're being pulled by noise, fear, or other people's agendas? What is spiritual discernment? It is the ability, the inner ability to sense what is true, aligned, and what is ours to act on. And it's different from spiritual bypassing. So spiritual bypassing is ignoring the world, and emotional reactivity is being swept up by it. So there's a difference between the two. Discernment is quiet, firm, and it's usually subtle. Sometimes it can feel urgent, and that's where it gets tricky. True intuition, it can feel urgent, but it's clear. So it's more like go or not this, yes, now. It is very clear, and it doesn't have emotional ties to it. It's quick, it's clean, but it will not spiral you into fear. And it's also followed by a grounded knowing. It doesn't have mental chatter associated with it. There's a difference between discernment and false urgency. But false urgency usually sounds something like, if you don't go now, you're going to miss out, or you're going to disappoint them, or hurry or you'll fall behind. It has something attached to it. You see the difference? So here's something you can ask yourself when these things are coming in. Does this feel like clarity or does it feel like compulsion? And does my body feel tight or centered? Because true intuition can feel bold, but afterward there's a calm. Whereas false urgency often leaves us feeling tense or spinning or regret. It goes back to mindfulness. Once you get this down, it's so good. And you already know these things. It is a really good reminder and a really good way to get clear so that we can stay grounded and we can stay in our center, because that's what the world needs. The world doesn't need more panic. Years ago, I was on a road trip and there was a car that was tailgating and speeding and just acting foolish. And my intuition came in and said, take the next exit. And I thought, well, that was weird. I was in the middle of nowhere. I listened to my intuition and I got off at the gas station. And I didn't need anything at the gas station. So I went inside and got something to drink. I think I used the restroom, got back on the road. And maybe about 1 mile up the road, that car had gotten into an accident. And I prayed the person was okay. My intuition was protecting me, but it wasn't something that came in fearfully. It was just a calm, clear knowing. And that's how it comes in. And the way that you get really good at this is by practicing stillness. The stillness is pure listening. 3 to 5 minutes of pure listening. No journaling, no fixing, just listening. Listening to that still small voice within. And then let your truth rise instead of digging for it. Because another thing I notice is that when people are reactive, they're so desperate for answers that they're clinging on and wanting a reading, and they're watching stuff online and taking those messages because you're in a fear state. You're not in a receptive state, and you're not in a place of calm knowingness. And I know this isn't easy because I've done this too. We're all a work in progress. When you create those moments of listening, you start to detach yourself. And then you can ask yourself when you're feeling activated, is this truly mine? When you're absorbing someone else's fear, guilt, or passion, because sometimes even passion, that's how advertisers get us. They hype you up on a product, and before you know it, it's in your cart and you didn't even want the thing. That was someone else's passion that guided you to get it. Now it could or could not be a great thing for you. We have to be discerning because in this day and age, everybody wants to sell you something. So the other thing is somatic check-ins, where if I think about something, does it feel like a yes? How does my body feel? And then think about, what does a no feel like? And what is the difference between the two? This can become a really sharp discernment tool for you. So if you hear bad news, do you retreat into avoidance or do you respond from clarity? One of the things that I have been doing, particularly with all of this stuff going on, checking in and just asking, what's mine to do today? Versus, what am I being swept into emotionally? Does this feel expansive or tight? How can we help? Real world integration, because you're listening to this because your heart is pure, you're open, you want to make the world a better place. And you're starting by first making yourself better, healing those patterns so you don't perpetuate the cycle, so you show people another way to live, another way to be. You can show up for issues you care about without burning out. There's a difference between aligned action and reactive action. So one of the ways to do this is by pausing, listening, and then acting. So what is the difference between aligned action and reactive action? Reactive action is frantic. It's full of pressure, fear, urgency. And aligned action comes from clarity. It's rooted, it's sustainable, and it's just true. Discernment helps you tell the difference. Is this mine to hold? Is this timing right for me? Am I acting from love or fear? Where is my energy truly needed? If we want to help in a real world situation where people are super panicked, they don't need more panic. They need you to be that calm, clear voice of reason. We don't have to fix the whole world. We just have to listen for our part. There's puzzle pieces that make this world a better place. We're all a piece of the larger puzzle. So if you listen for what your part is and how you can help, And how do I help natural disasters and things that are going on? I donate. I bless it in my meditation practice. I hold space. I send prayers. And I listen if I am being called to do more. I do service healings, but I listen so that I can take action. And it's important now more than ever. If you're constantly in fear and you're revved up, you're not helpful to anyone. And you're not even helpful to yourself. And I get it because I've been there. So everything is always a lesson. Let's go into a healing. You can uncross your arms and legs, focus on your breathing. I will turn the healing on. And so it is. And I wanted to leave you with this. What truth is whispering to you beneath the noise? Not the loudest voice, not the most urgent one, but the one that's waiting for you to hear it. That's your discernment. That is your intuition. My invitation for you this week is intentionally pause just a little bit each day. Check in and listen. What is mine to do today? Where is my energy truly needed? And then show up and respond, not from fear, but from clarity. And as always, I appreciate you so, so much. I'm so glad that we get to be in this together. And I want to wish you a beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.